let's look at Bitcoin here. So starting off with the naked chart here, we're still kind of within this weekly fair value gap. We're kind of churning up into it. We've closed through a bit of it here. You've got our monthly order block here that we're coming up into. So now this is obviously a huge zone. I would not be surprised if we have another leg up and we come in and we fill, the 50% of this order block and get another leg to 40. I think the tricky part right now on crypto is this. You have this kind of up slanting channel. You have every single low here basically untouched. Now, are we going to get this or are we going to get this, right? And then up. That seems to be the two main arguments. Now, is there an argument to be made that we go back down? I mean, sure, but we're not talking about that one right now. We want to focus on the bullish argument. I think it's a tricky spot because we have a lot of people who think there has to be one more leg. My concern with the one more leg argument is we've had a huge leg here. We're up $10,000+ and people want another, $4,000 or $5,000 leg, and then they'll consider hedging or taking profit. My concern is a lot of these people are people that missed all of this, right? And now they're fucking bullish because they're late to the party, as they always are. Can I see another leg happen from here? Sure. What I would prefer to happen, I think the most healthy situation here for the market as a whole is a washout and then a resumption of the trend that is led by Bitcoin. That would be my preferential outcome because one, this would wash people out, fuck everyone up. They'd call for lower prices. Then Bitcoin resuming the trend means that the trend is going to last longer. I see a few different scenarios here. If we get one more leg up from here, I think generally that probably means a very large correction is coming after that. If we get a dump and then a move up, I didn't mean to draw that so low, but if we get a dump and then a move up, I think this is much more sustainable than just a move up from here. So I think a dump and then a move up is more sustainable for the market as a whole. Another potential option is Bitcoin kind of goes sideways. Maybe we form a range here. And in this situation, then I think we would see potentially more of like an alt season. We could finally see Ethereum break out and we could see altcoins continue to rally and some, that are lagging massively. We've seen some go off, but not all of them. It's not been really an alt season yet. Would be another potential scenario. Now, could we just fucking send from here and just continue to send? Of course. Literally anything can happen. I would like to think that if we don't get some form of correction soon and we just can, I would think that there would be some de-risking going into the new year with the potential ETF announcement. Now, I think with what's going on with them going after Binance, maybe Bybit and whoever is more bullish for a positive ETF outcome. I almost think that if the ETF were to get rejected at this point, that would actually be a black swan. I think that would be very bad. I think the ETF should pass. It's a tricky spot for me. So here's where I'm at. I am still 100% basically spot exposed. That doesn't mean I'm all in on spot, but the spot that I have purchased, I have not sold. I'm not selling my spot here. I have cash available if we dip, and I have enough spot exposure where if we don't dip, I'm still very happy with the potential upside. From a leverage perspective, I am short. I posted this in Discord and Telegram and obviously the Haven, etc. But this was kind of a very typical short for me. You have your H12 sweep and then you have your H1 trigger right here. And I posted this. And what I wanted to see today was I wanted to see us close below this low on the H12. But we didn't. We swept it. So if we would have closed below this low on the H12, my confidence that this was going to nuke further down into, maybe here and here would be a lot higher. But the fact that we swept, maybe that was it for the dip. I don't really know yet. So with my short, I'm still holding it. But depending on how the next few hours go, how the Asian and London session go tonight, I might close that trade. I don't know yet, but I'm still in it. We also have Monday's range here. So if we get some sort of sweep of Monday's range, I would probably close my short on this sweep and I'd probably look to long. But in terms of spot, I'm still spot long. I made this comment in Telegram. Any sort of leverage trading I'm doing here is just me trying to make more money. I'm not trying to say that this is the Pico top and it's down only from here. I'm still bullish high time frame and I'm just trying to make money up or down in the time in between because I'm a trader. My low time frame trading and bias that I have on the low time frame is different than my high time frame kind of spot positioning bias. So I would like to see this nuke. Obviously, that would be ideal because I'm short. I saw this happen. I wanted to see this be a candle close below here because if this closed below here, right? as a market structure break. Now this becomes a 12-hour breaker, and the retest is a very high hit rate signal. And I think we would definitely go for some of these lows here. But the fact that we just swept that level makes me think maybe that was it. Maybe we get one more dip below and then we play Monday's range and I'm out of my shorts and I'm back to looking for longs. But that's kind of my game plan right now. I'll watch Monday's range here. I'll watch the next few hours, but I wanted to see us close below this low and we didn't for my short. Now, I am a little annoyed. If you're in the Haven, I posted a secondary short. So we had our initial short up here, but then I posted a secondary short based on this H1 sweep with the same entry. That short would have already entry there with your stop there. That short just on this down leg would have been 4 or 5R. But because we had this buyback and I'm just a pussy, I got a little nervous and I decided to only take the H12 short, which was up here, and this would have printed already, whereas my H12 short's up a little over 1R at this point. But it is what it is. So that's what I'm going to be watching here going into the next few hours. If we get some sort of pullback here and sweep Monday's low, I would cut my short exposure and I'd look to take a long into Monday's high. We might just pump from here, and I might end up closing my position at break even. I might even take a loss on it. I don't really know yet, but I'm still holding it for now. We'll see. I do think Monday's range here could set up either way, for a fade or for a fade. The running of this low and the not closing below is not what I wanted to see on my short, but again, I don't really know what's going to happen yet. So we'll have to see. I'll throw my drawings back on here. And I know this is not what you guys want to see. You guys want to say, tell us exactly what's going to happen. Sometimes I don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? I took the short. I saw these lows. I'm like, we got to run these things. But maybe we run the highs one more time and then nuke it, right? Maybe we get a spike up to 40 and then get a pullback. I don't know. You're not always going to have a super clear bias and super obvious trade. Just how it is, right? And you have to learn to live with that uncertainty. You got to be okay. You're not always going to fucking know what's going to happen. The people who are online who always seem to be like, this is they're wrong all the time, right? They're wrong all the time. So we're also coming into two of the lowest probability months for trading. Generally, December and January, at least in traditional markets, with all the holidays. The end of December is a monthly close, a quarterly close, and a yearly close candle. Generally low probability conditions. But again, I'm high time frame bullish still holding my spot. I still think the ETF is going to be approved, and we likely see a bullish move because of that. So that's where I'm at. But from a low time frame directional bias, I don't have 100% confidence what's going to happen here. So where it gets a little tricky is I took this short on Bitcoin, but then when I was looking at Ethereum, I'd marked out this. So we have our H12 range here. We had an H12 sweep. We had a breaker right here, and we had our OTE from this low to this high right there. As you can see, we came right into the OTE, and I posted, I said, hey, I'd like to see Ethereum come back into the OTE. This probably would have been a pretty epic bid here. Now, throw on Monday's range. It's right at that low. So could we get another sweep here and then a move up? Potentially. But I probably should have left some stink bids here. I had it mapped out. I didn't leave the stink bids. Those would have filled and been up already. But it is what it is. Again, Ethereum didn't run the range high. It has yet to put in a new yearly high since the one way back here. Still hasn't put in a new yearly high. Disgusting. So I'm a little torn. I'm still spot long Ethereum from, 1800 and from lower, but I had big spot buys down here. If you guys remember, I posted them for you guys. Looking at the weekly on Ethereum, this very well could still have a big correction in store, back into here before continued up. Like if Bitcoin goes to 33 and has a significant correction, I could totally see Ethereum revisiting 1800. Will it happen? I don't know. Or we could just go up from here. So I'm not interested in selling my spot. And on the low time frame, we're just in our range. Here's your range low. Here's your range high. We're just going sideways. So I talked about this in the last video. You want to be looking for longs in the lower 1/3, and you want to be looking for shorts in the upper 1/3, and then eventually it's going to break one of these two ways. So I think Bitcoin is going to probably decide that move for us. If this has another leg up, I think Ethereum's going to, obviously leg up as well. I do think we're approaching, if not already in, the bottom on this. I think there's a lot of people who want to see this wick get taken out, and it would be not that surprising to me if this wick gets front run and we just have this super deep pullback, but it doesn't quite come to this wick. And that's the bottom there. on this thing, because when this thing finally breaks up, and it fucking will, I think, that's when you're going to see, you know, Ethereum and that potential alt season get going. And so one of those scenarios I talked about here, right, is if we have this sideways action on Bitcoin where it just stalls out and it just goes sideways, but maybe Bitcoin stalls out here and just ranges, well, that would be a perfect time for Ethereum BTC to start trending up and altcoins start to go nuts. But yeah, my low time frame view, guys, right now is just not dialed. I'm unsure. I really wanted to see this low get taken out on Bitcoin. It didn't happen. So from a low time frame perspective, I'm probably watching Monday's range on each for a setup. From a high time frame perspective, I'm not bearish here. Even if we came back to like here, I would not be bearish. I would be buying this retest, because until proven otherwise, the high time frame chart looks like this. So I'm not going to get bearish at a potential higher low. I would rather bet on the prevailing trend to continue. But the problem with that is if you're looking at this on the weekly, well, a move from here to here, if you're trading altcoins or you're holding a leverage long, this is a 15, 20% dip, you're getting fucked. Like, you're getting railed. The problem with these high time frame trends, right, is you might be right. Bitcoin is going to trade to 50K, but you do not want to be holding longs, ideally, on leverage or holding altcoins on some of these dips if you've got weak hands, because altcoins will get decimated on that kind of a pullback, right? So the high time frame can be like, well, there's no doubt in my mind this is going here. Okay, but realize because of this same time frame, we could do this before going there. And on the monthly, it doesn't look like much, but go look what happened to altcoins during those 2 months of down. You know what I mean? You got to play the game. You know, you got to play the game. You got to move with the market, baby. You can be right about the high time frame direction and still lose money. So listen, again, another chart that I impeccably called. The top here and then the bottom here, right? We nailed the bottom, we nailed the top. I mean, this is a very, very nasty looking pullback here on the monthly. However, this is a monthly area of demand. So this is a monthly breaker. This is actually very similar to the setup we have on coin. This is a monthly breaker right here that we retested and we got this reaction. So we have a monthly breaker here, right? You have a low that gets swept, you have a market structure break, and we're retesting it. So we could absolutely bounce from here. So you need to zoom in, right? We've had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight months of green. 11, that's insane. You pull your fib from here to here, we're probably near the mid-range, I would have to venture to say. Voila, we're right at the mid-range. We're approaching the OTE. So again, there's nothing here yet on the low time frame. However, within this large monthly box, you now have this weekly box. This one I really like. So this to me is an area of potential support here on the weekly. We have our weekly breaker, up candle for the down move. We have the market structure break. You have the fib confluence. We've had, you know, a significant sell-off here. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a bid form on the dollar soon. So keep an eye on that. Now, if this is just going to continue to nuke through here, well, then it's like, look out the fuck below. I don't know where this thing stops, but I would be surprised if this just slices right through here. I'm not saying that it has to do this at all. I would be surprised if it maybe doesn't at least do something like this at the very least. Like, if it's going to continue to go lower, I'd be surprised if it doesn't get some sort of bounce, because to me, this seems like a high confluence zone for support. Let's look at the S&P. So where is it going to go? I would love to see this pull back a little, right? So I'd mark this out. I don't even know when I marked this out. I would love to see this pull back a little and reload here, something like this, but it doesn't have to. It absolutely just can continue up from here. Zooming in a little bit, we have an order block here, right here. So this absolutely could push up from here. And I'm not really interested in shorting this unless it loses this order block. So assuming we hold over 45.25, this low here, I wouldn't short this. I wouldn't be surprised if this just legs up again from here. So gold is still in an uptrend. Now, if the dollar were to put in a low and gold do something like this, right? If the dollar starts to go up and gold does something like this is going to be a really good looking short back into the range lows here. So those are the kind of things I'm going to be watching for over the coming days and weeks based on how the dollar looks. So if you look at the euro, for example, we're still going up. We're definitely in an uptrend here. The weekly, very clearly in an uptrend here. However, if the dollar puts in a low, perhaps we see the euro come back to here. and then maybe it continues to go up. I don't know. But those are going to be the kind of things I'm looking for, right? And then for things like this, for UJ, that's been going down here for a little bit, right? We have a clear low here and a clear high here. So this has been going down. So if the dollar puts in a low, I would be looking for this thing. Maybe it's from here. Maybe it's going to run this, but I'd be looking for this to bounce if the dollar puts in a low. It hasn't yet. It's still going down. Same with this, the exact same as UJ. And this is, same as gold, right? So we're into resistance now. Maybe the dollar puts in a low and this pulls back. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Join the Telegram, join the Discord, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, check out my website, and of course, shout out to the sponsors, PrimeXBT. The best way to support me is to use the links in the description of this video. Sign up to PrimeXBT, use code MAIN50, throw some money on there, take some trades with me. That's the best way to support your boy. Love you all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. Pump the likes up here, guys. We got almost 300 people watching. We only got 55 likes. Unacceptable. Look at my fucking stash. 100 likes for that alone. You don't think I want to shave this thing? It's itchy as hell. I look like a pervert. I go to the gym later. People are gonna fucking look at me like I'm creeping. I'm gonna end up on one of those Joey Swole videos. I know, maybe I should move to Mexico. And I know it's a big box. Oh, it's such a big box. What are you gonna do with that big box? They all scream and cry out. But my big boxes turn into big bang. Big box means big fucking boing. I mean, I fucking fed you guys the low. There was no water in there, but I started drinking and I had to commit. It's empty. This guy says, yo, Maine, why are you bald? The same reason your penis is small. Genetics. That is true. Fucking send it from here. Let me help. Where the fuck is my arrow? Let's go. Who told you? I told you. Greetings from Colombia. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Maine. Yo soy la flama blanca. I don't know what the fuck that means. Come to India? Why would I go to India? People give these guys money. All they do is they just post an address. People just give them money. Where is Ben.eth now? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? You give your boy Maine the money, he's gonna buy you an island. How come no one's sending me $20 million? I feel like I provide more value than Ben.eth and fucking Bitlord, for fuck's sakes. That being said, Bitlord is a funny motherfucker, but he is short. I pronounce eth as ETH one time. There you go. Aren't I short? Bro, I'm 6'2", 215. What are you talking about, bro? I'm a unit. Look, 5'7" on cam. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I probably am 5'7", sitting down. I'm a fucking gorilla, my friend. I'm 215 pounds, 6'2". I can dunk a tennis ball. What are you talking about? I don't know about that, chief. I'm the mook, yet you're the one watching me stream. How about this, you fucking mook? Suck my mook dick. Lick my mook nuts. How's that sound, pussy? This is a family show. You don't fucking know that by now.